What's going on, trash cans? How is everybody doing this on this fantastic Monday evening? I know we don't have the trash can on. It is currently in the car, and I forgot to grab it before the stream started. So we're going to be going without the trash can today. I hope that is okay. But while we wait for everybody to show up and show out, ooh, got to pop the elbow. And we have Persian EX box. Don't mind the glare. Brand new, off the shelf. And then we have two EX boxes. So, that is what we're going to be opening today. We have those three things. We're going to take our time, just kind of like ease into it. We're going to start with the Team Rocket because that is the newest set, and then going to roll into the Grafaiai and the Iron Valiant EX box sets that you can find at your local Best Buys, assuming that scalpers don't demolish those products. Now, the EX boxes are not highly sought after as a scalper, but you know, people have random things. Oh, excuse me, I burped. I'm looking for my, and I don't know where it's at. There we go. So yeah, for tomorrow we'll be playing Magic, and then for Wednesday, we did get everything for the most part. We got everything priced out in regards to our new inventory. So we'll be going over that and talking about the new show that we're hopefully going to find out about for the 28th of September, because that one sounds like it's going to be a dope. Plus preparation for this weekend, because we have a show Saturday at Fairfax and a show Sunday. So two big shows. Well, the size of the show for Saturday is quite small in regards to tables, but it's the yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3. So 3 Destined Rivals packs and 2 Journey Together packs. So Destined Rivals has the Mewtwo Chase. Let us see what we have. So this is the Persian promo. Yeah. Yeah. This is what it looks like. Yeah. There we go. This and our bag. And yeah. All right. I think we're going to start with some Journey Together first, and we'll roll into Destined Rivals. So Journey Together has the Lily's Clefairy Chase. That is what we are chasing. So see what we haven't opened a lot of Journey Together, so we're not sure on hit ratios for it. Let us see. Let us see. All right, pack number 1. Making sure we can see the cards. All right, we have some Beldum action. Bagan. Wingle. Toj Demaru. Hops Bag. Clink Lang. Sandaconda. Reverse Carablast. Reverse Kamala. And an Alchemy EX. Starting off fresh with the Alchemy EX. Technically a hit. Is technically a hit. Isn't the most illustrious of hits, but a hit is a hit. So beggars can't be choosers there. Pack number 2 of Journey Together. I actually don't know which packs come in the 2 box sets, but I know that it is a variety. I think one has like Paldea Evolved, and or they both have Paldea Evolved. I'm not sure. Grafaiai, Caterpie, Magmar, Wooloo, Choice Band, Articuno, Hostwick, Reverse Double, Reverse Toadscool, and the Metagross. Poop. Straight doo-doo butter for the Journey Together packs. Sorry, we're a bit dehydrated from today's events. Alright, so Destined Rivals, we are hunting for the Mewtwo EX as the chase. What's up, Island? How are you, my good sir? Long time no see. How goes the fish? I hope you're catching magnificent. We have a Growlithe, Swellow, Electabuzz, Rosalia, Arven's Sandwich. Looks kind of good, actually. Not gonna lie. Arbok, Porygon Z, Reverse Impidimp. We have MC's Hype and a Greedent. Well, that was depressing. It has been a very solid Monday. This morning we did a nice little leg workout, and then did some of my primary job work, and then did some cardio this afternoon, to which I've realized that I am not as young as I used to be, and did that. Came home a touch late, which made Mama Panda very grumpy, and here we are. I'm going to edit one thing real quick on the That's not what I wanted to do, I don't think. That is what I wanted to do. 1 second, chat. About to see me do this real time. I was wondering why it looked fuzzy. And here we go. Now we're clean. That looks much better. Okay, I had to bring you the better quality. I'm not crazy. I knew that we had better quality. I just didn't know why it wasn't coming up. All right, we have Chingalang. Get some ice cream. You catch any good fish recently? Says the man who can't spell sweet on his Instagram story. Grimer. Tarantula. Magikarp. Team Rocket's Energy. Come on, Mewtwo. Dad needs a new pair of shoes. Porygon Z. Houndoom. Houndoodoo-doo. Slugma. Reverse. Goribus. And Hydrapple. Well, poop. This entire tin just says a man who can't pronounce half the things he opens. I can pronounce them just fine, sir. If you don't like my Spanglish, then go on with your bad self. If all we get out of this box is an EX, or 10, that's a sad day. It'll kind of make sense because they probably just lot packs from the sets into this 10 with no hit ratios. Porygon, Heat Rotom, another Impidimp, Shroomish, Ogrepawn. See, I'm pronouncing them just fine. Mimikyu, Morgrem, Reverse Muck, Moment of Truth, Reverse Chingling, alright, and Poop. We got a Zapdos. Well, that was aggressively underwhelming, to say the least. Alright, so we have our first box, which will be the Iron Valiant. That's what it comes with. We're going to give the big card away to young collectors at our show this weekend. Saturday, we will not be putting slabs out just because we will not have space. But Sunday, we are going full helter-skelter with it. Sunday, you're getting full regalia. Ooh. Paradox Rift, Obsidian Flames, and Paldea Evolved. Oh, some big pressure sets there. Big pressure sets. What's up, Shaker? How are you, my good sir? How was work? Was work fantastic? I know you're fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so we have the promos, which is the Iron Valiant, Future Booster Energy, and Iron Moth. Very nice, very nice. Put that on the stack of promos right there. Okay, alright, okay. And then we have, how do I want to do this? Paradox first, and then Obsidian into Paldea Evolved. So Paradox Rift, I believe the chase is still Groudon next to the Volcano. So this is going to be what we're hunting for in this pack. The Groudon. 2 random booster packs in the Xbox. So either you smash or you crash. That's where you go with these. But we're starting off with the Gligar. Sounds like the Glizzy. We have Blip Bug. Fuecoco for Cocoa Puffs. Snorunt. Tatsu Geary. Vanillix. Defiance Vest. Bond Sweet Reverse. And Galvantula Reverse. Get something. Nope. We got a Thievul. Doo-doo. Straight doo-doo butter. Alright. Paradox Rift Pack Numero Doso. The real big ones is the Obsidian Flames potential to pull Charizard, and then, of course, Paldea Evolved with the chase being Magikarp. That is an insane amount of money if you can get a PSA 10. You have Blip Bug, another Fuecoco, literally the same pack. Nope, Honedge, Dweeble, Manure, Crocolore, Tulip. Reverse Earthen Vessel. This used to be a very expensive card until it got reprinted into the ground. Wiglet. Oop, we got an EX. The Agaslash EX. Very nice. Alright, so our hits so far have been 2 EXs, probably with a grand total value of 30 cents each. We are smashing this. Alright. Obsidian Flames. We have not opened a lot of Obsidian Flames. I heard pull ratios were kind of poop. Let's see if we can pull Charizard EX out of a random singular booster pack in a random EX box. See how good our luck is. We know what it looks like, so that's the key. Heatmore. Lillipup. Toxel. Charcadet. Whiscash. Kangaskhan. Camerupt. Reverse Vulpix. Moment of truth here. Squovit, reverse. Alright, we bricked. And Digita. Okay, well that was sad and depressing. I would like to pull one fancy card out of one of these packs. Just one. How they evolved hunting magic card. Let's see what we have inside. Alright, we have Larvitar. Deano. Sandygast. Tarantula. Azumarill. Artisan. Tauros. I actually like that Tauros. This would be a sick IR. Or like SIR, in my opinion. Reverse Wingull. Reverse Faulkner. And Gyarados. Well, that was depressing. We have went Brick City tonight. So we have the Grafaiai EX box. This also has 4 packs. Nothing too crazy. Our hits so far have been 2 EXs in the promos. So we are killing it in that aspect. And the oversized cards will be giving away, like I said earlier, 2 young children at our shows. We have a Scarlet Violet base set, 2 Temporal Forces, and a Paradox Drift. Oh, Lord knows these hit ratios are worse than the ones we just had. Oh my. We might have gone too big for our britches on this one there, chat. Pulling something out of Temporal Forces is damn near impossible if we learned anything. Damn near impossible. One of the worst hit ratios we've ever seen in a set. I don't know what's worse, Temporal Forces or Prismatic. Prismatic's not any better. Alright, so we have 2 promos for this box. The Shroodle and the Grafaiai, Giraffe Guy. Sue me for butchering his name. Oh yeah. I don't know. These all suck. We'll go base set Scarlet Violet first. I actually don't know what the chase is for base set Scarlet Violet, so at this point, I would just like to pull an illustration rare of some variety. Not asking for a whole lot. Just want to see a little bit of shiny. We have a Mankey, Char Cadet, Capsicid, Potion, Ultra Ball, Espathra, Arven, Reverse Tatsugiri, Reverse Zangoose, and oh, we got something shiny. It's an ultra rare. It is an ultra rare, so we got something. The Gyarados EX. That's actually pretty cool. I forgot this was a thing. Centering's terrible, but still a cool card. We finally got something else other than a base EX. Progress, chat. All right. Paradox Rift. And then we'll finish off with 2 Temporal Forces. And then there's something that I wanted to go over with you guys in the current market as well. All right. Come on, Groudon. Panseer. Nickit. Gligar. Blip Bug. Tinkaton. Durant. Earthen Vessel. Reverse Trubbish. Reverse Parasol Lady. And Volcanion. Poop. Alright. Not going to hold our breath, but like I said, Temporal Forces has some of the worst hit ratios. So we're going to open these, and then after this, we're going to kind of dive into like a little market analysis, something that we noticed this weekend when pricing cards. And I wanted to kind of like go over that with you guys to bring awareness to it, / see really if Sunday into today has changed anything. Croconaw. Licky Licky. Metang. Carcool. Fortress. Vikavolt. Latias. Feraligatr. Reverse. Golurk. Reverse. And Poop. Mag Cargo. I would say color me surprised, but with understanding what the hit ratios are in Temporal Forces, it would be like finding a unicorn. You have a better chance of finding a unicorn. From what I've been led to understand about Temporal Forces anyways. America can attest that he opened up like 495 packs. Shroomish. Lickitung. Chargebug. Slugma. Bianca's Devotion. Iron Jubilis. Lycanroc. Reverse Yamper. Mr. Mime. And ooh, we got an EX. Torterra. I mean, it's an EX. It's a hit. Just, yeah, so needless to say, we pulled straight doo-doo, and that's okay. But on to part number 2, what I wanted to highlight for all of you fantastic people, actually, is something I saw in the market. Ooh, oh, my knees. And I want to bring awareness to you guys, because I don't think it really got captured well during our other stream. And I know that we generally go over this on Wednesday, but again, I'm just bringing awareness to it / highlighting it for you guys. So we do this. There we go. There we go. All right. Go to here. So if you guys aren't aware, we talked about on last Wednesday was where can the market go? So the first thing I wanted to bring up is that right now, one of the most aggressively like pumped cards is going to be the Charizard EX. So you have this Charizard, which was crisping over $300 going into Saturday. And then this was resting at about $300 going into Saturday as well. And then you had this one, which has actually stayed about the same at 127, 128. So those three cards in themselves were being aggressively like pumped really, really hard. And even then, just kind of like bringing awareness to how volatile the market is. If you still go in, you have a Japanese near mint at 280, lightly played, and then a near mint Japanese CGC 10 at 285. So you're not seeing an English near mint until 295. So roughly market's still at that 300 mark. And what we're kind of starting to see is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, market begins to flood with a lot of these singular chase cards. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they just go absolutely crazy with manipulation. So let's look at a couple more chases real quick, and then I'll dive into actually like what I wanted to talk about. So this card, for example, Lily's Clefairy, if you've been following the market, this was like $139, and now we're seeing near mint at 145, matching market at like 148. I would not be genuinely surprised if we start seeing this push like the 150 threshold going into the following weeks. And then the other one that I wanted to look at real quick before we hit really home what I wanted to highlight is from Destined Rivals. So if you were familiar with Moltres and Ho-Ho, this was a $170 card not that long ago, and this was, you know, $130 card. Now we're at 137 market, and it's going up. These have stayed relatively about the same, 55, 56, Crobat 77, Ethan's Adventure. So we're kind of starting to see that market stabilization for these cards in its price range, which is good, which is what we want to see. Now, what I did want to capture and highlight was something that we talked about prior to, I believe it was like January or February that we talked about it. So what I wanted to capture was as follows. Just wanted to do that. So if you guys remember in our early days, January, February timeframe, we highlighted the Galarian Gallery. So the Galarian Gallery is a subset in Crown Zenith that you have, and you can pull the Mew Full Art and the Mewtwo V-Star. When we highlighted this card, this was a $4 card. So this is about the time that we said, hey, like you need to grab this card for $6, and then we've seen nothing but an explosion in the market. But the Crown Zenith like gallery has all of these wonderful cards. So this is part one of something that I wanted to highlight, which was you have these prices getting pushed hyper aggressive. So you have the Arceus that's now at a market price of 106, the Giratina at a market price of 186. The Mewtwo V-Star has absolutely exploded in market price. And so you have Japanese at 109, and then the near mint foil lowest listed is 228. This was a $100 card for an insane amount of time. But the Galarian Gallery itself has just been getting influxed very, very aggressively by its undervalued status. What I mean by undervalued status is a lot of these cards just flew under the radar for a long time, where you could get these 4 gold cards for, you know, $150 for all 4 and grade them, and they would come back in 10. You get them sequential. The Glaceon V-Star and the Leafeon V-Star specifically, I definitely feel are very, very undervalued, and they're overshadowed by a lot of bigger evolution cards that are out. But again, is this set where I think it's going to be? No. And what I mean by that is you have all of these cards that are full art, that are gorgeous, that are just going to be sitting in binders, right? And I'm not saying that these cards are going to be more than, $10 or $11, but in comparison, when you see that Mew volatility versus, or that Mew, not volatility, but the Mew influx in price, you see all these other cards in this set. A lot of these cards aren't seeing that aggressive price jump that we're seeing here. So we're seeing that like these were 50-cent cards a year ago, and they've kind of like stabilized at that $2 mark, which is what you want to see, market stabilization. But if you remember that Mew, it had this massive just uptick into that $40 range. So this is one subset that I wanted to highlight. And, when you're going through people's binders, these are going to be great cards if you want to increase your overall your marketability for your collection. Having one or two of these in your collection isn't going to break the bank. But as you see the consistent rise in price, again, I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch of the imagination, but again, a lot of these cards are absolutely gorgeous and not anywhere near the market that their potential is. Especially when you have this Latias card here that is full art. And again, you're seeing that market has not been very volatile. It's been very straight. So this is the first subset that I want to talk about. The other subset that I want to talk about is similar to the Galarian Gallery, but it is called the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. And I'm doing this because this is another card that has seen a massive influx in price recently because it's a very awesome card in regards to quality, but at the same time was a $3 or $4 card. So highlighting cards. You have the Lost Origin Pikachu VMAX, which this has been going up in price. The Chunkachu has been increasing in price over the last year. So we're seeing it where it was a year ago, $32. It jumped up to $64. It kind of came down for a little bit of market retracement down here, and now we're seeing that rise in price again. And then you have your Pikachu V, which this card was a $40 card about a month ago because we had one. This was a $40 card a month ago, and now it's a $70 card for near mint. And then you have your Gengar full art and this Pikachu. So these are two cards that have jumped in price drastically over the last however long it's taken for them to get. But as you see, moderate play, light play, and then your mint realm is over here at $36. So you're seeing that price jump for near mint and that market rise gradually. One of the cards that I think is getting left behind right now is Snorlax, but even then, that's seen that increase. If you remember these Mew VMAX and this Pikachu VMAX, these were $9 and $10 cards respectively 3 or 4 months ago. So again, these are binder cards that, well, they may not be binder cards now, but these are cards that people are going to slide in binders at light play condition just to move their product. And then as you see in this Lost Origin Trainer Gallery, it's Crobat V, Scentiscorch or Beetle, and then a massive drop off from Eternatus. And then you have your Arcanine, beautiful card, highly undervalued. Chandelure, highly undervalued, just because of the quality of artwork that's being produced for the card and how these are just cards sitting in binders that are going to be $2 or $3. Again, I'm not telling you to go buy an entire binder full of these, but if you don't have them in your binder, these would be great additions to help increase that marketability, like I said earlier. As you see that market stabilization starting to establish itself. But again, a year ago, this card was 50 cents versus now we're at 150% increase. So the market is very, very aggressive in regards to that. But these are cards that were very, very cheap and affordable not that long ago. And now we're seeing them be aggressively pushed. Again, the Snorlax, I think, I would not be surprised if we see this card, especially in tandem with the 168 promo, start getting aggressively bumped as well, because the card is just not getting the love that it deserves. But as you see that this market price, even now, yeah, at $16, $17 for near mint, and it's $12 market. So the near mint's starting to get the love. Again, this is why, it's good to pay attention to market prices. Vendors may not be that detailed in the market prices, so you can go in, find that good value price, pick it up, add it, and be good there. So that's another subset that I wanted to highlight for you guys. Just this way, it brings attention to it, as it is highly undervalued in regards to the current market state. So that is what I wanted to bring your attention to there. But the other thing, so 151 in general was going up, but the 053. Yeah, so this card is one of the most volatile cards in the market right now. And we're seeing it all over the place, right? Promos are getting pumped hardcore. Market volatility is everywhere. Trying to see where near mint's at. I don't see it. So we have near mint starting at essentially $70, $71, $72. But even for this, we saw them selling at shows at $90, and then it's back down to 70. So the left and right lateral limits that this card has is not really established yet. And so it's kind of hard to say where that card's going to go. And then you also have, you also have like White Flare trying to get like establish itself, and Black Bolt, and the Reshiram, the two Reshirams, the Hydreigon, and that. The other card that I forgot to mention until now, seeing that, is a Greninja EX. So Twilight Masquerade, this card has just been being aggressively pumped. Again, highly undervalued, but PSA 10, we had one. We did make a trade with it. It is in another collection to our good friend Michael. And as you see, like right now, near mint, Crimson Haze, the lowest English near mint from a verified seller. That is insanity. The lowest listed verified English seller is 440 right now. So if you guys aren't familiar with verified seller and TCG player, what it means is that they are verified by TCG player to be a top rated seller. That guarantees conditioning and quality and stuff like that. But even then, that is insane. A PSA 10, somebody listed a PSA 10 for $800. Man, I would have bought that. Jesus. That's a steal. But yeah, so off center 325, 350, 378, 365. So I'm just curious to see where this is going to go into this weekend. I don't really know what I would list mine for, but again, lowest listed near mint is 440, and maybe there's going to be a couple sales. I don't know. That is an insane jump though from where the card was not like even a month ago, 3 months ago. We were down here at 260 versus not. So the Greninja, that is crazy. What else do we have? This Greninja for the promo. Again, starting to see this kind of like establish itself at the $60 price range. What else? I was trying to remember if there was something else that I wanted to bring up in this little highlight from our venture this weekend. We did good overall at Westminster. It was what we expected it to be. It was kind of like a nice little change in pace. So that was fun. Celebrations is starting to explode too. So I don't know if you are familiar with that. Mimikyu. So there is only one Mimikyu Delta species, by the way, if you all didn't know that, and it is this promo card from Sword and Shield, and it is part of Celebrations, as you see. All right. So Ponytail promo is out of stock, but you have the so those are just Celebrations in general. The Muse Secret is there. You have the promos, the Dark Sylveon V, the Charizard V, the Pin Collection, all of that. And these are the Celebrations cards. So that's just highlighting the Celebration set. the prices are going up for it. The Charizard in it is under the Classic Collection, I believe. Yeah, Celebrations Classic Collection, market $133. This was a $100 card. So this is starting to see, like I said, this was $68 in July, and now we're at $75. Seems that near mint though is even up more, but it's because the base set Charizard just with the symbol. So how to get an affordable base set Charizard is kind of like the thought process behind that whole push right there. So Celebrations with the reprint coming up is going up. What's up, Monkey? How are you, my good sir? How has work been? Oh, that was good juice. And then Destin Rivals Mewtwo is still staying strong. The other one, if you aren't familiar, so the Mewtwo GX, this is called the Mewtwo. So Shining Legends. So you have a near mint Chinese, and then you have 665, 674, 700. We did not know. We didn't pull anything good tonight, but we did have a lot of fun doing it. So near mint 459, near mint 458, 699, 458, 694. Yeah, there's a lot of. I don't really know where I put the value of the card. That's one of those hard ones. Then the other one that's hard is this Gengar. Oh my. I don't even know. Light play $5.99. Now the only one listed 600 or 800. I don't know. That might be one of those things that I just put in a case and listen to reasonable offers. I think that's what I'm going to do with both of the Mewtwo and the Gengar, because those are just massive cards. So there's just like recapping market volatility on some of these things. But we didn't have anything crazy to open tonight. We will be looking to get a booster box for next Monday. We'll be looking to get Magic. Whether or not we're fortunate in that endeavor is going to be a different story. That is the goal, is Magic next Monday. We'll be playing Arena tomorrow. We'll be doing that. So for Wednesday, we'll do an inventory update and then talk about the upcoming shows that we have, which is the Fairfax show on Saturday and the Baltimore show on Sunday. And that'll be what we're doing on Wednesday. We're waiting to get confirmation on another show that we applied to. So hopefully we hear back from them here tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 48 hours, so I'm assuming tomorrow. But it'll be for a different show on the 28th of September. And then we're looking for a show on the 20th, I believe, because we don't have a show that day yet. But that is everything we have going on and everything from this weekend. Don't want to waste y'all's time either. A relatively short stream. Like I said, we're looking to get a box for next Monday, and I don't have anything else to open. So that is that. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. I just want to say thank you all for all of the wonderful support you guys have been giving the channel. It really means a lot. I will be pushing a video out recapping what we talked about today for like the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery and stuff like that on Wednesday or on Thursday as just like a recap if y'all missed it, if you're watching this later. If anybody else had missed it, so I'll just put that up as a disclaimer. And then, yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Be easy. Don't be too sleazy. Much love to you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow for some Magic the Gathering Arena. Deuces, y'all.